All right. Oh, prepare yourself, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Movies. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and let me get my seat centered and ready. I don't know what the heck I'm on right now. I've been smoking something nobody ever heard of, haven't been invented yet. And I'm live with that throw you off?
Yes.
Vex, if you want to, back in the studio again, you want to introduce yourself, let them know who you are, where you from.
What's going on? I'm so sorry. Just threw me off. I'm Vex, resident nerd here. I'm happy to be back on the show. I mean, you can find me over on YouTube on Nerd Cult, and then over on my TikTok under Vex Salvatore. You can find me over there.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I'm glad you're here, man. I've been struggle streaming trying to do it. Oh my goodness, my old man beard is out, but it's
It's the best right there.
That's crazy. But
you've seen some stains, man.
I was thinking I was about to say if this man says seasoned, I'm canceling the show.
I like when people say like I always tell people you have visual proof. I can't grow a beard for the life of me, even if I try. But I mean, like, if I could grow a beard as masterful as yours, it would say that like I was there at midnight for X-Men 2000. You know what I mean? Like the first. You know what I'm saying? So I've been here. You know what I mean?
I think it was Star Wars Episode 2. Where I went to one of those midnight screenings that we used to have back in the day where cosplayers were all there, and it was just kind of like an event. That was like the first time I went to like a crazy event type of screening. Other screenings, it wasn't that epic, but that one was an epic one. I remember that one.
Bro, yes, I remember those, man. They gotta bring it back. They gotta bring it back for the culture.
Those midnight screens, yes, please bring those back. Those were awesome. Real quick, I saw a TikTok video where they recreated that scene where Padme fell off the ship and Anakin was screaming like, "We gotta go back. We gotta save her. You know, we gotta go back." And Obi-Wan Kenobi was like, "No, you can't. We focus. We have to stay on the mission." He's like, "No, I'm going back for her." And he's like, "Anakin, come on. She's covered in sand." And then Anakin was like, "Oh, yeah, forgot."
He's like, "I forgot about that."
Forgot about the sand. He forgot about the sand. I hate it. Yeah, you know what? You make a good point, Master.
Man, talk about it.
For real. It was a thinker. At first I was like, what? And then I thought, it's messed up. Could you imagine? Like, Anakin be like, you can cheat on me with other dudes, just don't bring that sand in my house.
Hey man, you saw how he went on those sand people.
Oh yeah. Could you? Oh my goodness! If Padme ever brought the Sandman home, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Talk about on site. I think Vader invented the concept of on site without them shit.
My God. Yes, 110% he did. Especially with those the young ones, man.
Oh, the younglings.
Yes.
But I heard that on the video game, I heard there was a version of the video game where you could actually try to fight back, but those kids weren't gonna make it.
Yeah. Not at all.
Let me make sure that I'm not struggle streaming. I don't know if make sure there's no. Okay, good. Just making sure like the echoing and all that stuff. But sometimes I'm always having problems with sound management. So far so good. If there's any issues, I'm gonna every now and then you might see me with my phone in my hand, just trying to verify that. I'm not struggle streaming.
Yeah,
that's all it was. But other than that, let's get started, man. So I only got a few topics to go over, man. I just wanted to make this a quick one. and talk about two things. So without further ado, let me see if I can get into. I am struggle streaming. Let me get the volume out of my ear like that, and see if I can get this started. Where is it? Did I mess up? I think I did. I messed something up. Let me make sure. Oh, I did. I messed up the flow of the where is it? Of the lower third. Oh my goodness, I messed it up. It's gone. The lower third is gone that I put together. You know what? And that's it.
Yeah, you know the topics.
You know what? Dang it. See, every time I try to do something cool, then something messes up. See, I had this graphic, I had the whole menu happen, and because you know what, don't.
I saw it. So I see it. It was real.
I sent it.
It was amazing. I saw it.
I ain't gonna lie. On the logo on the slide, every time you're talking, I'm gonna try to fix it. See if I can get it back up. But first topic of the day is the Spider-Man Brand New Day, the fourth installment of the Tom Holland Spider-Man. We have a new director, and the pace, the track that it's on par for 2 billion. I think I know you've seen it. So just real quick, let me get your thoughts on it. What do you think about Spider-Man Brand New Day? And then after that, after you give your thoughts, a quick review, let's talk about the fact that it could be hitting 2 billion.
Oh man, I thought it was. I thought it was just a great film. It's so. It was just well done. At first, I was kind of like iffy with the new director they had, and then the product came out, and I thought Peter's new story. Oh man, I felt for him when he's kind of like he's like a window shopper for his friends, right? He can't really like interact with them, but he's like just like the guy watching them. So you kind of find that like isolation. Oh man, it was so. They did that like so well,
mm-hmm.
And then there's like so many like Easter eggs in here.
Yes.
Are we going to like full spoiler? Because I don't. If we're not, like I'll try to contain myself. But like,
I mean, there have been spoiler reviews out right now. Let's just give them a warning. Okay, so spoilers for those of you who are catching up to this video. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, for one, you suck. Come on, get out there, and two, okay, spoilers. Like, you've been warned. All right, go for it. You got it.
Okay. So like there is like so many things. First of all, Spider-Man invented the inhibitor chip, right? For the mutant callers.
Well, I thought that too. People were hating on that. I think John Campbell was talking about. He said that he was mad that was such an easy thing for him to make, and I'm like, but you kind of set in the groundwork for the collar thing, right? But I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But that was one.
To be fair, he didn't just make it. It was already made by Banner.
That's what he
approved upon it. So
exactly.
Peter was like, I'm gonna make this. No, it was already made. He just made it better.
Yeah, I was like, Banner thought he was gonna. No, what did Peter say? Hold my beer.
Yeah. Peter was like, I got this. Trust me. So that is so crazy. And then, MJ. Like, so she, I think they didn't say like she was originally going into like bio. I think she says like bioengineer.
Yeah, something like that.
Right? Something like that. But like everybody is set up in Brand New Day to start up Parker Industries, right? Like Peter Parker's
I didn't think of that.
To start, because like everybody Yeah, it's so crazy. So Ned and MJ are both like MIT graduates. Like they can essentially like create and make things like Tony Stark. I mean, Ned showed like how smart he is as far as like breaking down compounds and how things are made just by telling like Spider-Man like, hey, this is how you made your web shooters. Like I know what's in them, I know how they work. Like, and this is just not even an up close glance at them. This is just from like being a stalker. He's figuring out how to make the web shooter. So in the future, like if they wanted to do like Parker Industries, they could do it because like he's got the crew to do it. It was just like all these like little nods and setups to like things that might happen. It was just really cool. I love his costume. I love that it's like a nod to the other two Spider-Man, and then like now he's got Tobey Maguire's web goop.
yeah. Was that Peter? Yeah, Peter too. Yeah, Peter too had it. So it's not. He's cool. You're cool.
The Jean Grey thing, I think everybody that was spoiled so long ago.
Yeah.
Even like the confirmation though, but they were really going for it was so like, what?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. That was the worst kept secret in you thought, and back in the day, it was Tom that always broke secrets. So yeah, it was refreshing that he wasn't the.
I know he was so happy. I know when it got leaked, he was like, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me."
Yeah, he was like, no, not this time, Feige. No."
Yeah, dude, it was so amazing. So I mean, I love what they did. I love how they used damage control. I love the Jean. I didn't think I was gonna like the Jean Grey thing, but for what it sets up, like in the future when. Because in this world right now, right, it gives the feeling that everybody pretty much loves superheroes. Like there's not like a downside to being a superhero, right? But this event now sets up the catalyst for like why people don't like mutants, right? Because of this thing that happened in New York City,
right?
Like, so I mean, like, they just,
and I don't know if you noticed, I told you I was gonna fix it while you were talking, but there you go.
I told you it was real. I was making it. I synced it. But yeah, what were your thoughts? What did you like about the film?
The second time I watched it, I was yesterday with my kids, and I had to even go through some notes. Let's see if I can run through them real quick. Okay, you know what? Let's run down the Easter egg thing. So let's talk about that, because that was what I was really focused on the second time I watched it. And first, a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat: the sweater vest combination, the hat and the what's it called? The cutoff sweater. That was a nod to Andrew Garfield right there, right? Right. What else? A few other Easter eggs. I'm sorry, and then while I'm talking, I'm trying to make this thing. This is gonna bug me if I don't, fix this at the same time. I guess I have my ADHD kicks in, and I just can't help it. I gotta fix a little
perfection.
The fact that the other things say topic 1, topic 2, it's gonna bug the crap out of me, right? But just little things like that. Where is it? Last one. Okay. I'll stop. All right. The Andrew. I think his swinging style is picked up, is adopted from mostly from Andrew Garfield. Well, maybe a combination of both, because I saw a lot of TikTok videos about how when they on the last film, when they all landed, Tobey Maguire had the most balanced landing. He didn't need a wide stance like the other two guys. He landed with his legs close together and his hands close together because he was so seasoned. Little things like that. I noticed Tom's swinging style has improved. Let's see, Tom getting hit by the car by the Punisher's truck. That was like the same thing that happened with Andrew in the second one. The psychiatric crisis, the spider, crisis, the whole thing with his DNA and whatnot changing. Same thing that happened with Toby, and I learned that there was a comic book that was similar to that. Like if Spider-Man, like if he doesn't want to be Spider-Man, or if he doesn't want to practice it, that was like a muscle memory thing. If you lose it if you don't use it. Right. And in the comic book, that's canon. If he doesn't use it, he gets weak. He does lose it. Shout out to Craig Harris, man. I see you in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. Welcome back. Let's see. Oh, what was another thing? The elevator gag. When his neighbor who was trying to flirt with him at first, and then got kind of weird. Is that my clothes? That was the same awkwardness that in the elevator that Toby had with it's kind of tight around the crotch. You know what I'm saying? The combination of spike. His evolution from Peter Tingle to straight up Spider Sense, like now it makes sense to me why they made fun of it and called it a Peter Tingle at first, because I was like, at first they insulted. I was insulted by it, but then, but when he started, evolving and whatnot, I'm like, oh no. That's Spider Sense. I don't know what that tingling puberty he was doing before, but this is Spider Sense. Like when he saw the throwing star just in slow motion, like flash his fist. Toby, another one. That was Spider Sense. Let's see. The up and away web. That was Toby. What tripped me out was when he was trying to learn the organic webs, he kept saying web commands like web swing. He kept saying web swing. That was from Marvel vs. Capcom. That was Marvel vs. Web swing. Do your job,
One for JJ.
This one's for JJ. Man, I mean, come on. I mean, the web swing. I mean, they thought they could fool me, but they couldn't. I got a few more. Mind Chase played like the Mind Chase thing where he was chasing Jean was it played like a video game, like you're one of those video games where you have to run through the city when it's one of those timed stages to get to the end before time runs out. Played like that.
Oh yeah, it did do that.
It played exactly like that.
You're right.
And it also was a ripoff from Denzel Washington Fallen. That scene with the
that's a deep cut, man. A lot of people watch that film.
Yeah. But go watch that movie. You'll see it was exact. I know it was. I wouldn't say lifted. I'll say inspired. The helicopter guy jumped. When the scene where he thought Jean was trapped in the helicopter because he was away from 33 more than 33 feet away from people. I mean, when people see a helicopter up in the air like that and suspended by webs, of course a bunch of people are going to come around. I think Jean jumped. I think she killed that guy. I think she opened the door, jumped, and waited till she got within 33 feet of somebody and just
That is so wild. I haven't heard that take before, but I would not put it past them.
Dude, she backed up into traffic with one dude. She was killing folks at the end. But I also have another theory about that. The MJ kiss was messed up. What else?
The MJ kiss was the foul.
I guess
I'll say this for the MJ kiss though. Shout out to the writer and director who had Tom Holland ask Peter Parker go back and apologize for that.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
I like the way, and then she was like, and then she let him off the hook. She's like, yeah, all right, I appreciate that, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're canceled.
Could you imagine?
That would be hilarious. Like Ned walks in, whoa, bro, you did what? Put my Legos down. Dude, that would have been funny as hell.
But Jean was just murdering people left and right.
My theory on that is that whatever part of her sister that on her extinction birth, when she was trying to reach out and she finally made contact with Jean psychically while she was dying, I think just like on X3, how Professor Xavier was able to jump into a doppelganger body to live on, I think part of that Sarah, her sister, is still within her. and probably is going to be the thing that's going to trigger the Phoenix Force thing in the future or something like that. To make her, I think all the time she killed people and really broke bad was her sister, like not making her do it, but because she felt bad about hurting people at one point, but then she didn't give a fuck. So I was like, it was kind of like she was possessed in her own right. But that's my theory.
Yeah, I think she was just ready to like once they took her sisters, like everything was just like boss of the walls, bro. Like nobody she didn't care no more after that. I just think I think I said this in a video I posted on TikTok that like I think like the MCU mutants or the MCU X-Men will end up being Grant Morrison's X-Men, which is the Ultimate Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And that version, like the Jean that we got, who's out here murdering people, not that she's like that in Grant Morrison's run, but she they are very similar in the fact that like it's like by any means necessary. Like she's more militant in Grant Morrison's run.
That ruthless side.
Yeah. So I feel like that's like the mutants that we're gonna get. They kind of even like tease it in X-Men '97, like the new black and yellow costumes they're rocking are the Grant Morrison costumes. So like I feel like that's what they're like kind of hinting towards because. I mean, like, I know there's like a bit of discourse where people are fighting about like this Jean Grey is like irredeemable.
Well, I don't think she's irredeemable. I just think that we're heading towards Doomsday and Secret Wars, and once everything resets, she'll be the same body, but a whole different history, and everything's gonna reset. Pretty much none of that stuff happened.
Well, yeah. And like who's gonna remember that, right?
Exactly. Once the universe resets, it's gonna be a whole different history.
Yeah. Like if they do like a full like by definition of a reset, right? And the slate gets wiped clean.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But like I don't. Do we know if? We don't know yet.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I think because with all these incursions and whatnot, the only way to really kind of explain it is like they kind of came up with a way to bring in the X-Men and then explain why, because we can't say that the X-Men have always been there in secret, because then all that history we never went through it. But with an incursion, we can then say that history did happen. Why didn't it happen before? Oh, because the incursion didn't happen yet. But I guess a part of that their X-Men history happened when, on their world where the Avengers didn't exist, and then the Avengers history happened, and then you find a way to fuse it together, and then maybe maybe Wolverine was a part of some of the things that Captain America did back in the day. And they try to fuse it. They'll figure it out, and I feel like that's the only way it's going to work. But I think that maybe when the universe gets reset, maybe they will still say that, oh, Jean Grey, that X-Men over there, oh, you mean that girl who terrorized New York for a little bit? Oh yeah, maybe it's still, maybe it'll still be there.
Yeah, I think there will be a select few who will believe, and they will be like the red pill people, sort of like.
Oh, so you think that when the universe resets, people will still remember the old universe? Because I don't.
I think there's going to be like some people who remember how things used to be.
Yeah, I think the players that had to fight for the universe will, but I don't think the rest of humanity will.
Well, okay, so I think like. Some people like so if we said like, since it was only a select, I can't say it's select, but there was only so much feet where Jean's like outbursts happened, right? And like a lot of people were stuck. Yeah. So if we said everybody who was in that bubble was affected in such a way that like they like the mind warp thing really can't work on them, and so a select few remember. And like if they ended up becoming like the Alex Joneses, right? If they're like, I'm telling you like mutants are not to be trusted, and like people were just like, "What are you talking about?" And
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
They've warped the world. What do you mean? Like, how do you not remember this? And it's just like, bro, you are losing it, and they're like just trying to push this narrative that like they are really dangerous.
You know what? And I like that. You know what? I like that. I think that works because it kind of reminds me of those people who ride and die for Thanos, the humans that still cut for. You know what? You know what? Everybody in the MCU that does that, like Thanos was right. Yeah, asshole. Of course you're gonna think Thanos was right, but probably because you didn't get snapped. I bet if you were one of the snapped, I think every person who was snapped, who walks by somebody who hears Thanos was right, should have the free bitch slap when they walk by those people. You didn't get snapped. You got all that extra resources. You got my house probably. Like, of course you liked it.
That's a scene. We haven't seen something like that, but I would like pay to see that acted out. Like somebody saying like Thanos was right in front of somebody who was snapped, and then they're just like, what?
Yeah, and a big debate happened. It's just like Marvel should do a Jubilee YouTube video, one non-snap person versus 20 snap people. That would be hilarious. The back and forth would be hilarious on something like that.
Bro.
But the movie, but Spider-Man. I'm sorry, we're going off topic. But Spider-Man, but it's on. So the question is, the path to $2 billion is. I mean, come on. I feel like it's inevitable. I mean, when I track box office, I'm like, I always watch those on average 50% declines by week. So if you start off with $1 billion in the first week, I don't think it's going to make $500 million in week 2, but it's going to probably be around 300 or 400 in week 2.
Bro, it's gonna get crazy. I mean, like, already at $1 billion,
right?
And we have to say this, right? Like I know people are like, why do you have to compare? Well, that's because it's their contemporaries, which is like DC, which is just have not been able to do that, and like it's been a while since something has hit $1 billion, right? And Spider-Man is like the first to do it, and it's so crazy. Of course, they're going to hit over $2 billion. And we haven't even calculated like online rentals, and then who I buy.
Well, that doesn't count towards box office. That's a separate. That's
right. That's a separate thing. But I'm saying, like, once you calculate the money that it makes from
money.
that, like, it's going to be wild.
It's money. Just like Obsession. I bet you Obsession is making a killing on those direct to video. So I bet people are buying that one too.
And then like for the physical media collectors, right? When they get the Blu-ray edition of Spider-Man Brand New Day, oh my god. The box office money is going to kill, and the merchandising afterwards is definitely going to kill. Like, I know Tom Holland was like, once I have a kid, I'm going to quit acting, and like I'm not going to be around anymore, so I'm trying to give this up. At $1 billion and $2 billion, like the studio's going to be like, so about that.
Yeah, about that. Tom, I guess you didn't read your clause where we said if this movie ever made $1 billion, we own you in your civil rights. Zendaya's already on board.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, you thought Hugh Jackman was here till he's 90?
Till you're not. Well, a Spider-Man doesn't really work. Old man Spider-Man doesn't really work like old man Logan. But I see what you're saying.
I would pay money to see a live action version of the Spider-Man who's in the old man Spider-Man, Peter Parker, who's in
like a Batman Beyond type of Spider-Man.
The baby from the Spider-Verse. He's all like, "Come on, kid."
Well, that's midlife crisis Spider-Man. That's not old man.
Well, he's not old, but he's like the older. He's like the dad.
Yeah.
But
Dad bod. Yeah, no, that would be that's Dad bod Spider-Man. Dad bod Spider-Man.
Right. So if we got Tom Holland as that version, I would pay a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to do this thing.
I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, I'm getting too old while it's swinging. Oh my god! Well, real quick, speaking about the swinging thing, that oh dude, when that scene where she said I don't love you and that passive aggressive like angry swinging, like dude, you like oh my god! I felt like every time he swung, I felt like he was slapped like bitch. I can't believe I went the multiverse for you, I went the outer space for you.
Heartbreak. Oh my god!
I bet he was that. Like I'm surprised he hasn't called old girl Vulture's daughter from part 1. Shit, I don't know. He'd be justified now. Your daddy's stuck in the Morbius universe, so I guess we can get back together.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll use this, but I don't know if they're ever going to use her. But a full circle moment would be if, like, because of who her dad is, if they would have to kind of warp the story a little bit. She came back as Black Cat. I'd be like, yo.
Was Vulture's daughter Black Cat?
No,
it was another millionaire's daughter, right? From the cartoon, I remember.
Yeah, Black Cat's father was like this famous thief.
Oh my god! But if she came back as I never thought it. But you know those everything's woke guys will never let it go. Another blonde-headed white girl loses another job to a light-skinned black woman or something. Like they'll never let it go. But it would be brilliant. It would actually make sense. Like because then she could be on TikTok like. Because what do you mean my dad is stuck in another universe with a vampire and Sony isn't going to make any more spinoffs?
Oh my god. And that hadn't occurred to me either. There's like now Vulture comes home and he's like, I'm stuck.
He's still there. Yeah, because I think after the spell, I don't think he came back. I think eventually if they bring him back, they'll say, yeah, he came back. But I think he's back. I think he's in jail. But it would be funny if they say, no, he's stuck. He's back. He's still in Vulture. He's still trying to figure it out with Morbius. Like how come y'all couldn't even get $500 million? Spider-Man's out there in that other universe making $2 billion and y'all can't even crack $200 million? Damn. But
in the world where they made 3 Venom movies,
yeah.
And you can't crack like bro. Like if Venom can do it,
I mean, it does not make sense how they did so well. And it's not like that those Venom movies were that well made. I mean, the first one was phenomenal. The second one, it went on a downward trajectory. It lost itself by the third one, but it was still a financial success. It's like, why could they do it for Venom, but they couldn't do it with all the other characters? But yet, Spider Noir did so well on Amazon. It's like, does this mean that? I mean, Venom is very Spider-Man-like. So does this mean that these spinoffs just have to have a Spider-Man in it? But then Madam Web failed also. So, but that was bad writing and acting and directing. I mean, honestly, Sony should be. So whoever's executive producer at Sony needs to slap themselves for even greenlighting that. I don't know what they were thinking.
Oh man.
But
I don't know. I mean, like, if they really just like Spider-Man thing, they just like if their failures with spin-offs and then this hitting $1 billion, like if the proof is in a pudding that like Sony as of right now cannot do a Spider-Man by themselves. It's
yes.
a partnership with Marvel that's like knocking it out of the park. So like now,
dude, I'm glad. Oh my god, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. I was literally about to say the same thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah. They have to be together this whole time. So I think other than like if they really wanted to create their own universe outside of Tom Holland, I think, and like he said he would do it. It's obvious, like, to continue with Andrew Garfield, but I feel like they're gonna wait till like he's too old to do it, and then The time they could have done it is just going to be gone.
Like, the Spider-Man that could do the from the Into the Spider-Verse with the married to MJ and have the baby thing I would love to see Andrew do that more over Toby, because we know that Toby's Spider-Man is still with MJ and he's there together, but I think Andrew could pull it off better, but the problem is he never got his MJ, and and that just reminded me. That's another thing. That's another Easter egg. Tom Holland's MJ is an amalgamation of Toby and of the MJ from Toby's universe and Gwen. She's an amalgamation of both of those characters, because the intelligence of Gwen and the fact that she's just the love and the MJ. Of course, she's an MJ, but I think she's like an amalgam. In my opinion, I think she's an amalgamation.
I could agree with that. And plus, he kind of got his Gwen Stacy fall moment with the Jean Grey thing, but he caught her. Right?
Yeah, and she did the same thing right in front of Ned, calling him Peter by saying Peter by accident, or that shut your mouth moment. Another nod to Andrew Garfield, right there, the Peter. But the $2 billion mark, it's gonna hit. Sure. I'm glad that it's gonna happen, because Spider-Man Far From Home should have hit $2 billion, and it was only a few $100 million away. And I still feel that it's because of China not letting the movie play in their country is the reason why it happened. Everybody says it was insignificant. I disagree. I think that would have been enough to get it over the mark. It was right there at almost at $2 billion. But the fact that this movie, this is the first comic book movie with the title character being a non-ensemble. I put this on at T3 Media Studios on Instagram. A non-ensemble like comic book movie to be able to hit $2 billion. The only other one was Batman v Superman, and that's still two people. That's still technically an ensemble. So it was that should have done it, but it didn't do it. And for Spider-Man to be the one to crack the code to watch now watch all the hardcore fanboys that's overcritical of everything. Now, instead of $1 billion being the litmus test, now it's, you didn't make $2 billion. Oh, it's flop.
All you got was $1 billion.
Oh yeah, a measly 1.6. Ew.
You couldn't do $1.8 billion. Like what? Like, come on.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, dude. After that's the problem with this movie hitting $2 billion. 10 years from now, people are going to be talking about Man of Steel, talking about, well, if you adjust for inflation, Man of Steel made $2 billion.
Fudge.
We're never going to hear the end of it. We're never going to hear the end of it.
Oh my God! Yeah, 110%. It's about to go down. It's about to be some BS.
Everything that was like what do they say? Death and taxes is a sure thing. But 10 years from now, they're going to be saying $2 billion is the new litmus test. And by New Year's Eve, when we go from 2026 to 2027, all the kids are going to be going 6'7", 6'7". I'm telling you.
You called it copyright right now. What is that? Take the bets on one of those betting apps where you bet about anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm calling right now. Look at. I'm gonna zoom into the camera. Look at. That's what the kids are doing. They're the reason why kids aren't saying 6'7" the way they used to a couple months ago is because they're waiting for December 31st, 11:59. That's when they're like, "Why aren't you in bed?" You'll see. 3, 2, 1, 6'7". Why? Tell your kids to go to sleep.
My gosh. Really quick, off subject again, back onto the mutants. I just had to stop while we were talking.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so if you it's such a short run. If you have the time ever in your schedule, download, buy, whatever. Get the original Ultimate X run of the X-Men. It's short. Before they did Secret Wars, which merged them all together, right?
Okay.
But the mutants and this is another reason why I think what I thought about this, why I think they're going to go with the Ultimate X version of X-Men. But the mutants in that universe, although Magneto believes that they're the next evolution of mankind, they're not. The mutant gene is activated and is made through the experiments of the super soldier serum. So basically, anybody who was infected or got the super soldier serum, their offspring became what we know as mutants.
Well, then, but how do you explain Apocalypse then? Because his mutant, he's the first mutant.
Well, in the Ultimate Universe, Apocalypse, there was never an Apocalypse. When I tell you the original Ultimate Universe was so short.
Yeah, I collected the Ultimate Spider-Man, but I never did the.
Okay. Yeah. So by the time there would have been an Apocalypse, we were hitting Secret Wars, and a lot of that stuff got molded to together. So the white guy, I forget his name, but the white guy in Black Panther that's kind of like the liaison between S.H.I.E.L.D. and Wakanda.
You mean with the Winter Soldier?
No.
You mean that S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
Yeah. He is from the Ultimate Universe. He's from the Ultimate Black Panther.
The colonizer. Yeah.
I say that because there's so many variations of the Super Soldier Serum.
Yeah.
In the MCU, and so many people have been experimented on and taken it. Some are dead, some are lost. We don't know where they are. We've misplaced these people. There's all these different versions of the serum that if they were to say mutants are from these people, it would technically make sense for the MCU.
For the MCU, yeah, I agree. For the MCU, that makes sense. But now that Disney has finally acquired Fox and all that stuff, and now they have this opportunity, they're probably going to they're not going to reboot. They're going to just hit a reset, and then some things are from the past are canon, other things aren't. I honestly think that after the reset happens, that the X-Men will be the movie going event like the Avengers was. And when it'll be solo movie, X-Men and solo movie. So I think everything will come down to an X-Men movie moving forward for at least one saga, the X-Men saga, the Mutant Saga, I think is what it's going to be called. And then I think that whoever the new Iron Man is and whatever Thor, unless Chris Hemsworth decides to stay, I think if everybody who ages out or doesn't stay, I think they'll be recast. They'll still be in this new universe, but they'll just be a new actor, and they'll be there, but they'll be more background, and then the X-Men will be more in your in the foreground.
More in the forefront.
Okay. I just feel like it's like whoever the new Iron Man is, because since it won't be, I don't think it'll be Robert Downey Jr. I think he'll be Doctor Doom moving forward. And I think that whoever the new Iron Man is going to be is just going to be Iron Man swoops in, saves the day, and he just leaves. I just think he'll be more of a background character. But Iron Man's already been established. I mean, so it's
I don't know whoever. I mean, I'm quite sure those decisions have already been made. I think people are giving little news bits of who's being casted for X-Men and whatnot, but I honestly think all of those castings have already been made.
Yeah.
But whoever they've chosen to be the new Cap and Iron Man, what shoes to fill? How crazy?
Well, you kind of get into what we're about to talk about next. I mean, because ask Anthony Mackie. I'm like, he's giving you a little taste of what happens when, not my Captain America. He's giving you a little taste of it. He's already going through it. So we already know. It's like, but what the hardcore fans or the regular fans need to understand is that you can only come out with so many movies a year. At one point, Marvel, I think it was 1 year where Marvel had 3 movies that came out in 1 year, or maybe more.
For sure.
And that was that was too much. I mean, even if it is between Fox, Sony, and Disney, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still too. They learned it quick that they couldn't do that with Star Wars, so it's like it's too much. And now that the new litmus test is $2 billion, we got to be careful. we gotta take our time. We gotta write. We can't oversaturate things. But,
I think like Anthony Mackie. If it was anybody else, in the sense of if there was another black actor, it would have been a success. But because it was Anthony Mackie, it never. The way they built Sam in the MCU, he was
okay. I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, wait, Anthony Mackie's a good actor.
Okay. So hear me out. But there's just so much.
You still never got over 8 Mile, huh?
Well, I tell people like that's how bad Eminem beat him. That he joined the army and became the Falcon. Like that's just like after B-Rabbit destroyed him, he was like, you know what, this rap game ain't for me. Let me go do something with my life.
Marvel, will you make 8 Mile canon by now, please? Please make that canon, because that would be funny as hell.
Let me tell you something. If they made 8 Mile canon, it would redeem the character of Sam Wilson. But he was just never positioned to be captain. And because people were saying out loud that, it's got to be Sam, or I know Bucky gets Sam. Like I think Disney felt pressured to give it to him, but
the ironic thing is though, what if that was always the plan? What if that was the plan for it just to be a temporary placeholder because what's going to happen in the future with him coming back was always the plan, and then hardcore fans, instead of taking it at face value, took it too personally and made it into another thing or something. What if that was always the plan?
Fudge. So okay, if that's always the plan, and here's the thing,
they'll never be able to prove it either way though. Now,
I don't like Sam as Captain America, or at least this version of Sam as Captain America,
even though it happened in the comic book.
Okay. No,
okay. Hear me out.
Okay, you saw Brad Day, right?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it. You saw you've seen the exchange between the Savage Hulk and Punisher, right?
Yeah.
This man had no vibranium suit, had no wings.
He had a godlike Spider-Man with him the whole time, though, with spider sense to keep him out of death.
But before that, my man just rolled up into the room like he was really going to do something.
Yeah. I mean, because Hulk doesn't just smash anybody for just standing there. Not sometimes, but I mean, if it was the Punisher Civil War, Hulk would have killed Punisher like in first act. Yeah, of course. But Spider-Man was in the room.
True, but even when Spider-Man was in the room, like there was like no stopping break. What I'm getting at is like Sam's counterparts, like Sam doesn't have like those bravery feats. Like even in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam fails to save the girl.
Yeah.
Like he does not redeem her. He doesn't do the Captain America thing to do. Like he fails. I've always told people Sam's the only Avenger not good at avenging. Like he's just not good.
Isn't that also the point of the Thunderbolts? Like isn't like Yelena and them too? They like a bunch of failures and stuff too.
And that speaks to my next point is like even Elena, like no superpowers, no nothing. She has like the cool let's walk away from the exploding building. Like she's a capable person. Sam has never been capable. Like he's just like. So from the first time I could clock you that when I knew that Sam wasn't going to be a worthy candidate for the shield, when he said himself, like I can do what he does, just slower. And I was like, why would you like those words? Like that's like Black Widow said some wild shit.
Like everybody was like, he thought he ate with that shit.
Yeah, I was like, why would you say that?
Like so what you're telling me is you're gonna be late consecutively.
And then it just follows him. He gets beat by Ant-Man. He takes a blast from Iron Man. Just a no look scope shot.
But that's part of his charm though, because I mean, he does get beat. I mean, but even Black Widow, I mean, he's not trained like Black. He's ex-military, but he doesn't have that extreme training like Black Widow. But
that's what I'm saying. Like they never made him like a credible threat. Like, look, if you're
but I think that's part of his charm. Like the way he started that support group and stuff. I think that was done on purpose. Like that's the point of his character. Like you can still do these amazing things and still be a regular guy and be realistically flawed. But or I mean, maybe I'm just overly protecting him or something. I don't know.
But okay, so this is what we're going to talk about, like the white versus black, right?
Okay.
The white version of Sam Wilson exists, and we call him Ethan Hunt. Like, it's not hard to do. It's done. But like for whatever reason, like Sam is just not. He's just okay. If he's gonna be the guy who makes all these groups and he counsels these people, that's good. But then when he gets profiled in Winter Soldier, the white guy is like, "Bro, you're being profiled," and he's just like, "Am I being profiled?" I was like, "No." At what point are we?
I get what you're saying now. So you're saying that if they would have taken Civil War and done it in a Ethan Hunt or even a what's that other movie with Matt Damon?
Like Jason Bourne.
Like did it in a Jason Bourne, James Bond type of way. What do you think? You think that would have made Civil War better? Like Hulk could have been in the background, but still kind of we handled it in a different way, kind of a thing.
Yeah, but at least like if my Captain America, my first black Captain America isn't a competent black Captain America, I don't want him. The MCU Sam Wilson has nothing to do with comic book Sam Wilson, because comic book Sam Wilson without the Sam is very like, let's get down to it. Like, I promise you, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
So he's competent, and MCU Sam Wilson is just like, they gave it to me. Maybe I don't know what to do with it, but I'm here.
But here we are, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, like I'm just like, dang, can he be competent? Like if he's gonna, it's kind of a slap in the face, to be honest. But if there's one thing that ever makes me go like, Disney, Marvel might be a little racist, it's just like our Captain America is just like, what's up, guys? I'm gonna try to defeat the bad guy. 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna work. Like even in his old movie, leader turns himself in, so Sam doesn't find him. He's just the leader's just like, hey, baby, you're not gonna get it. So here I am.
Yeah.
But the fight scene he has with a geriatric villain, which is not saying like I don't want to say like he's that old, but it's just an old man.
Let's call it what it is. The leader was like, because since the leader could tell what was happening with the multiverse and stuff, because he's that smart, he was like, nothing I do matters. Robert Downey Jr. is about to come back as Dr. Doom and reset everything. I don't care. That's what's happening.
And that's part of the part of the drama once we start talking about the other black-led content, because then it's like, other stuff got canceled, but does it even matter? Like, are they being canceled and mistreated because they are black-led series, or are they getting canceled and not thought about because they just happen to be the content that does not matter. Because we're heading towards a good reset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good, and that's a good segue. So I'll get into I mean, we spent an hour talking about Spider-Man, but we still, but for the past 20 minutes, we kind of bled into the second topic. Yeah. So I'll get into it real quick right now. So right now, what's going on in Hollywood is that MCU is under fire on how fans feel that black characters are being treated, and because at San Diego Comic-Con around that time we got a new Black Panther that was announced. So was it David Johnson was announced, and he's playing not T'Challa, but he's the older version of T'Challa Jr. And obviously they're gonna age him up. There's gonna be some Secret War stuff. I don't know. And it's all going to happen anyway. But that got me thinking about how over the years, Marvel Studios, since its inception, has not been shy of controversies. And I'm going to go down the list of it. I won't be able to display the graphic, but hopefully I'll be able to read it enough for you. So I'll start it off. What I did was I put a list together of all the controversies that are in the same vein of what's been going on recently, as far as with characters of color or black characters for the MCU. So I want to start it off, and the very first, in my opinion, is and always will be the fact that when Terrence Howard was recast. Since 2008, when Terrence Howard was recast as War Machine, that was the very first and the biggest controversy, in my opinion, that happened with the MCU. Now, here's the incident. After starring in Iron Man, Terrence Howard was replaced by Don Cheadle for Iron Man 2, The Backlash. Howard publicly stated that Marvel broke their multi-picture contract and demanded an 84% pay cut to relegate funds for Robert Downey Jr. Because Robert Downey Jr. was able to successfully revitalize his popularity in Hollywood again. They needed to and Iron Man was such a success, they needed to pay him more money. But instead of just taking it out of their reserve or out of the profits that that Iron Man made, they were like, hey, let's just take it out of Terrence Howard's contract. This established the first major precedent of fans feeling a prominent black lead was devalued by the studio. So, Bex, what do you think? Do you remember this when Terrence Howard was recast? How'd you feel about it?
Yes. Okay. So to me, I thought it was super messed up, especially since Terrence Howard was the guy who got Robert Downey Jr. the role.
The role, yes, thank you. Not a lot of people know that.
And then it soured their friendship for quite a long time.
Yeah.
However, I think there's this thing. And I think it did start with Terrence Howard, where it happens in the real world, but I'll try to keep it as much as the MCU. But I think they saw what Terrence Howard is. It's like, we need this movie to be strictly about Tony Stark and Iron Man. If Terrence Howard is in this film, he is he's going to take up a lot of the gaze.
At the time, as far as Hollywood, he was the highest paid actor. He was. Incomparable to Robert Downey Jr., he's better looking.
If Terrence Howard stayed on, it would have there would have to be a shift between the two, because if we're being honest about the MCU, much like pro wrestling, bigger, faster, stronger, right? You can't see an Avengers edit without getting the bicep airplane thing with Captain America, right? And he's a handsome guy, he's a good-looking guy. And the same thing with Terrence Howard. He would take up that space as Rhodey. Like he's just like, and there would be more women of a certain age who would go and see Iron Man because of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, and I think like it was both a business and like future look. Like let's just be honest, like between the two, Robert Downey and Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard was easier on the eyes. He would have got more of the attention. Girls would have liked him more, which would have made men want to be Howard more than Stark.
Yeah.
And like so,
because he was cooler. Yeah.
He was cooler looking.
As cool as Iron Man was and is, Terrence Howard is cool.
Which is why I think when we get to Sam, we get Anthony Mackie, because between him and Chris Evans is the better looking dude. So because somebody equal or more, like it wouldn't have worked out. Like people would be like, "Hey, Evans is cool, but
he's no Chris Evans."
I don't know. Yeah, he's no Chris Evans. If they would have casted someone, I don't know, like Morris Chestnut or somebody like a cooler version, even damn, I forget the guy's name.
Damn, Morris Chestnut as Falcon. Damn, the girls would have been splashed. It would have been just a straight, it would have been straight up. What was that, Chris? Splash. Yeah.
Anything, but yeah, so I do think like that was the start. I remember that, and I was like, even when they announced Armor Wars, like I remember telling people, had Terrence Howard had still been Rhodey, Armor Wars would have been a movie.
Armor Wars would have happened a long by now, yeah. Which is part of the reason why I felt like Terrence, in hindsight, the pay cut was an insult, but I think he would have gotten the spin-off stuff way more than Anthony Mackie did.
For sure.
I mean, Don Chino did. I mean.
No, I know what you meant, but I don't think like at that time too, thinking about it, like nobody knew that this was going to go.
Yeah, at the time.
You know what I mean?
And not even Terrence Howard. So I mean, I understand why he walked away, but I think if he knows then what he knew now, that he would have stayed. But I mean, of course, anybody would. But it's crazy that Terrence Howard really went to bat for Robert Downey Jr. because Kevin was not going to let him audition. Kevin didn't want him. Kevin, all that baggage, all that history, the cocaine, all that stuff that Robert Downey Jr. was in trouble for was still hurting his image. And Kevin didn't want to risk it because this was the first movie. They didn't want, they borrowed so much money, they needed to make it back. And they made it back. It worked. But Robert was a risk. Tom Cruise was the sure thing. But
and Robert was so much the risk that he did Iron Man for $8 million. Like,
but it still was shitty for Marvel, Kevin Feige, for them to then go, you need to take an 84. I always heard pay cut. I never knew it was 84%. I'm like 20% is an insult. 80%. Dude, Kevin, come meet me in my house. We gonna fight in the parking lot for real. Like what the hell? Because it's like that made no sense.
The more disrespectful part to that is that like Howard went like 84%. Okay. But can I make something on back end of myself?
Points.
No to that.
Yes. I'll take an 84% cut if I get points for every Marvel movie from here to the end. Because we're still talking about between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. So technically he still could have, they didn't know Avengers was going to make so much money. So if Terrence Howard would have been like, I'll take an 84% cut if you give me 1% of every Marvel movie from now on, which at the time I think Feige would have taken that. I think he would have said yes.
They told him no. They were like, no, we're not going to. Which that's why I thought.
Or even 0.5%. Even 25% of a cent of every Marvel movie from here on out. I'll take an 84% cut today.
Bro, yeah,
that's billions of dollars.
So much money, dude. And then Robert Downey Jr. would go to bat for him.
Yes,
he would go for him. So that's when I thought, like, okay, this is not about the money. If Terrence Howard stays, Terrence Howard becomes the Iron Man movie just because of who he was at that time.
Yeah.
Like there was like people showed up for it. To use an unpopular term, Terrence Howard is a great crossover actor, or black actor. So he had to fill in with like areas of black and white. So he just like I think it just came down to like Robert Downey Jr. was like, I need to be the star of this, and if he's here, I can't be the star.
Well, to play devil's advocate for Robert Downey Jr. for a bit.
Sure.
After going through the 90s and going through all that drama and this being his second opportunity and he didn't want to lose it, even I would have betrayed, I would have Judased my best friend, because if there's an opportunity to solidify because Terrence, and I'm just saying, speaking as Robert Downey Jr., Terrence, you didn't mess up like I messed up and do the things that I did to mess your career up. I did. And if this is going to put me in a position where I will, for generational wealth and my family will be forever protected for the rest of my life, I got to portray you to do it, I would have did it too. In a way, it's messed up. But if I had a whole life of messing every opportunity up, and then you told me that I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow if I betray it, I'm going to do it. I'm like, anybody would. So for that, I understand why Robert Downey Jr. was so quiet and didn't have. But the reason why it was still so messed up is because if all the scripts would have been the same, if Kevin would have picked the same directors and all that stuff, technically, they didn't know this at the time, but technically everything would have still worked out the way it did work out. So technically, Robert didn't have to betray his friend to get everything he wanted. He could have still had Terrence's back and still got everything, because everything would have still happened the same way. But they didn't know
I think it leaves the studio, and now the studio is built on that great tragedy. So then when it comes to the next person of color, it's kind of like, listen, this is what we're going to give you, and you can take it, or we can give you the Terrence Howard, and we know that story. Like, what do you do?
That reminds me of back in the day when I think it was AMC Movies. It was still AMC Movie Talk when John Schnepp was still alive. When they were talking about how actors get screwed over with these contracts, and it was during the time when John Renner was being constantly promised to take over these franchises. It was the Bourne franchise, and they took it away. There was another franchise he was supposed to take over for somebody else, and they took it away, and because the actor came back, and John Stepp was like, "All right, I'll do it, but don't you Renner me? Don't you treat me like Renner? Like, don't Renner me." He made Renner me until that was funny as hell. So it's like now it's gonna be like, I'll be in your superhero movie, but don't you Howard me.
Don't you dare!
Don't you dare Howard me. I want a guaranteed at least three movies. Don't you ain't gotta Howard me. So that's kind of crazy.
For sure, man. And if we're moving on to like our fudge, who's next? I mean, I guess like Sam's kind of next, but again, like I just don't think Anthony Mackie, I call him like Spike's kids, right? And Spike's kids are always the actors who cut their teeth in Spike Lee movies, and so I expect like big things from people who are one of Spike's kids, and I do expect things for Anthony Mackie, but I don't think he. Like we talked earlier, like the way Sam Wilson was built in MCU was never built to be like a credible like hero or threat to a villain. Yeah. And I don't think Mackie fought for that. And like kind of in the same vein of like if you know what happened with Edward Norton in the whole, like he was like fighting to like make things make sense, or if on a lesser extent,
but Feige wasn't. If it didn't fit in Feige's sandbox, it wasn't going to happen. Feige's very controlling and all. But we're going to get into that with the Mackie thing. But I have a whole timeline. So and Anthony Mackie does come up. The next thing in the timeline was between 2013 to 2020, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The incident, Chloe Bennett and her diverse co-star frequently voiced frustration over the strict creative wall Marvel Studios built to separate the television actors from the mainstream films. Something that I actually was okay with, but I get their frustration because they were stuck in the TV part of it. Years later, fans look back at this structural divide as a major missed opportunity for true inclusive equity. But to be fair, Kevin Feige was frustrated that he had to take orders or follow suit. I forgot the producer's name, who was in charge of Marvel Television portion of Disney. And Kevin, when he went to Bob Iger, he straight up, from what I heard, he straight up put the cards on the table. He's like, why do I have to write my movies and follow or go step by step with the Marvel TV guy, who I don't get along with already, when his stuff is doing okay and my movies are making billions? And then Bob Iger was like, you know what? You got a point. You no longer have to answer to him. You only answer directly to me. And they just so for that I agree, but I also understand the frustration because Quake. And like if you could bring what's his name from the Inhumans, a failed Marvel TV project, into Multiverse of Madness, you could have brought Quake in there. She was badass, so I understand that. What do you think about that?
Man, you know what? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to me was like, I don't get it. It was like it's just like, of all the things to make a show about, was that? But I do understand like the frustration about everything, the diversity and things like that. But I would say, to be fair, unless a network is just starting out, because like when networks just start out, they're a very black network, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. When networks start out, they use like black TV shows to get off the ground.
Yeah, like Tubi, for example.
Yeah, very much so, right? ABC wasn't that. Like, I would never really expect any kind of diversity from that. But if you're in the show, and
no, what Quake was that actress? She's what, Asian, half Asian or half white.
And don't get me started on like Asian actors, because like it is odd. It's not odd. It shouldn't be odd to anybody. But the last mega Asian star in the U.S. was Bruce Lee. And the mere fact that
Jackie Chan would probably would argue that.
Yeah.
Well, because he had the time. I mean, I honestly think that Jackie Chan has done more than Bruce Lee in Hollywood because he lived and he had the time.
Maybe, but I mean, like the cultural relevance
Bruce Lee.
Of Bruce Lee. Like there's listen, Jackie's been here a long time, but there is no movie like Kill Bill where somebody's wearing an iconic look-alike costume to the game or whatever Jackie Chan movie. Like there's no reference to Rebel in the Bronx.
You're right.
American, you know what I'm saying?
So for Asians, you don't think that Quake really is relevant, or?
No, I just think that's unfortunate that it didn't work out for her, because I think any I think it's a cruel test of time to look at since the death of Bruce Lee, there's not been a major Asian movie star. They're here.
Shang-Chi should that should work out.
Bro,
I mean, the fact that Spider-Man Brand New Day is about to hit $2 billion, which we're going to talk about in the last segment. Shang-Chi 2 better be greenlit yesterday. Now, like that director is in a position right now where he's like, I ain't taking no for an answer now. But like, forget that. No, I'm gonna make Shang-Chi 2 now.
But I can see them putting Shang-Chi further on the back burner just because the lead actor, he keeps like popping up and like doing like weird stuff.
Yeah, but he's about to pop up in Doomsday.
Yeah, cameo, maybe. Like I don't know how much.
Gambit?
Just
him and Gambit? You didn't see that?
Okay. No, I seen that, but I'm saying like we don't know like if how much screen time is he actually going to have? Like I'm just saying like he's been saying like not cool things in the
media. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So like I don't know like how much of that's going to affect like him doing that. But yeah, that's and another thing, just to touch on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one more time too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sometimes you need to know, and I don't know where these actors' friends are or who their agents are, but like you're on the B show. Like
yeah. Like, ABC. What the hell is the ABC to a Netflix right now?
Like, sometimes you gotta take like sometimes you just need to be like I'm happy to be here. Like I'm happy to be.
I'm just here because I don't want to get fined.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I do again like. Clearly, they got the Howard treatment because S.H.I.E.L.D. is not here anymore, and they kind of just don't even talk about it or reference it at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. So like, you get Howard. They got Howard.
I agree. I see what you're saying there. So moving on to the next in the timeline. So 2015 to 2018. Let's see what I'm seeing here. The Jeff Loeb Daredevil anti-Asian mandate. The incident. Daredevil actor Peter Shikoda played Nobu, went public accusing then Marvel television head Jeff Loeb. That was his name, of systematic racism. Shikoda revealed writers had planned deep backstories for Nobu and Madame Gao. He alleged Loeb forced them to scrap the script, explicitly stating that, let me switch the cameras here. Explicitly stating that Loeb said that nobody cares about Chinese people and Asian people. This reduced major Asian characters to faceless stereotype ninja tropes. So, I mean, I didn't hear much about this one, but I mean,
yeah,
that Jason Lowe, I think, is the guy that Kevin Feige was saying that, he doesn't feel like he should be taken aback to because his movies are making billions and that guy is just, TV. So I'm like,
yeah. I can see that, dude. Like that's like. Again, that's just like somebody trying to like bully their way into something. But
yeah, I believe executives say stuff like that all the time. Nobody cares about black families. Nobody cares about Asian this. Nobody cares about Mexican that.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe he said. I mean, like try as they might. Like I cannot not look at Amy Pascal and be like, this is the same woman who said Spider-Man can't be black. He can't be a woman. Like they don't want to do anything, like a full email just saying that.
Like she was committed.
Yeah, so like my goodness. Hey, listen.
She got a notary.
This is how it's so gross sometimes, but this is how committed they are. Is that like Sony was they would rather spit out all these horrible just villain movies. And like they have the card. All they would have to do is make a Miles Morales movie.
Yeah.
Like a live action, and they will not do it. She is like sticking to the live action Spider-Man cannot be black. That's all. But I say that like to say like I believe that Jeff Lowe.
It eventually will happen.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like maybe.
But yeah, dude, like I could totally see that. But Devil's Advocate, that's low, right? We can't associate that because of how hard Feige was trying to distance himself from TV. I mean, can we say that's Marvel proper?
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like that's just that's a low thing, right?
Yeah.
I can't like I want to agree with the racism, but I can't because it's like, well, that was a low. That's a low thing.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. And then the next one would be let's see, make sure I got my what am I doing wrong here? There we go. Okay. The next one would be real quick. 2016, the sudden shift in Luke Cage, season 1, the incident. The mid-season pivot of Netflix Luke Cage deeply frustrated audiences. The sudden death of Mahershala Ali, universal praised villain Cottonmouth, replaced by the campy, underdeveloped Diamondback, was heavily criticized for derailing a groundbreaking exploration of a Harlem culture. When you were watching Luke Cage, you remember that? Like when they got rid of Cottonmouth out of nowhere to make room for Diamondback, I hated it. I understand like how what is Cottonmouth going to do to Luke Cage, but still. He was handling himself fine, but the way he took him out, I don't know.
No, yeah, dude, I agree with that. That was just like
this is bad writing.
Yeah, that was bad writing. And maybe it was like purposefully done because Luke Cage came out during all of I can't even say during because it's still going on, but definitely in the height of like the BLM movement, right? It was like so much like the Trayvon Martin things were going on, and just like so I can see them trying to like quell so much of what Luke Cage was presenting because like his whole aesthetic was like I'm gonna walk around the neighborhood with a hoodie on. There's nothing you can do to stop me, and then you have this character that's like calling himself the King of Brooklyn and like it's just a negative of Luke Cage. I could see them saying like, hey, we gotta put a stop to this and maybe go more camp, and that's when we get Diamondback.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that was just, I remember seeing that being like, what are we doing? Like, this is so horrible.
On an undeveloped character and whatnot. Yeah. It was like, but I remember how jarring it was. It was like, it just made no sense. And I think that should have been Mahershala Ali. It's funny how Mahershala Ali got screwed over with Cottonmouth, and then later still put his trust on Blade. Like, oh, you gonna give me Blade? Yeah, this definitely won't be like what y'all did to me with Cottonmouth. Cool. And like then it happened again. Like, damn, I can't believe I fell for it again.
Yeah, dude, you got shoot. Mahershala got double Howard. Like,
damn, yeah, like you got. He was like, "Don't you Howard me a third time? 3 times is a pattern." So shit like that. Damn, he got double Howard. Damn, we're gonna make that a thing on this channel. We got "Don't you Howard me." Mahershala Ali got double Howard. Dang. All right, moving on. 2017, the Iron Fist White Savior controversy, the incident. Marvel Television dismissed widespread fan petitions to cast an Asian American actor as Danny Rand to subvert the comic's dated white savior trope. I remember this. I know that when the comic book was first created, it was a white. Ultimately, it was a white character, but it was in a time when everybody was mainly was a white character, and they were only giving people of color like sub type of character, if a character at all. So everybody's always saying that, well, that's in the comic books. That's what the original. Yeah, you're talking about a time in the 50s where the comic book wouldn't have been approved if the character was black or something like that. Like Todd McFarlane purposely made Sam black to break that trend. And it was like if Spawn was invented in the 1950s, he'd be white. So let's people today try to pretend like that's not a factor. It's like, well, I wasn't the one who did it, so I'm not racist. So but you're still trying to do the racist thing now. Well, it doesn't. I don't know, but
no, definitely. I get. You know what? And the guy. And to be fair, like the guy that cast as Danny Rand was horrible too. Like I don't know his name, and I don't care.
Damn! I thought you were gonna go the other way. I was like, I feel for the guy. I was like, I look at the positive thing. I'm like, I'm thinking on my side. I'm like, the guy that they cast as Danny Rand, he's a good guy. I like him. He seems nice. And you're like, no, he was horrible, trash.
Horrible, trash. Definitely. I don't. He's like and you know, it was a Netflix show, right? So I don't know who he is or who he's related to. I'd like to imagine that he's related to somebody high up. And I say this because
you think he's a Nepo baby?
Yeah, he has to be. He has to be. And I'll tell you what, he has to show up like Robert Pattinson showed up for Batman. And to be like, hey, so you know you're playing Danny Rand, who's like a ripped and jacked, or maybe just ripped martial artist. Like, are you gonna do a push-up or anything? And he's just eating a hot pocket. He's like, nah, I got it.
I'm good.
Like,
2 push-ups.
You just ain't gonna do it. Like Robert Pattinson just like, I'm not gonna work out. It's Robert Pattinson. He's been acting for a while. Okay, he can do whatever he wants. But you were just now getting in the show. Like that leads me to believe that he's related to somebody who was like.
I'm looking up. His name is Finn Jones. I'm looking up his filmography. Finn Jones.
Yeah, he has to come from money. When you
2000. Let's see, films. 2012, Wrong Turn 5. Bloodlines. 2014, The Last Showing. 2017, Leatherface. 2021, Awake. 2022, The Visitors. Television. 2009, Holly Yokes Later. 2010, The Sarah Jane Adventures. 2010, Doctors. 2011, Game of Thrones. He was in a couple episodes of Game of Thrones. 2015, Life in Squares. 2017, Iron Fist. 2017, The Defenders. 2018, Luke Cage. 2021, Dickinson. 2022, Swimming with Sharks. And it says 2027, Daredevil season 3. Damn. So so as far as Nepo baby, I don't think Nepo baby because he ain't getting shit.
Well, he knows somebody. I'm telling you. Listen.
He knows he's blackmailing somebody at Marvel.
Hey, he caught Kevin Feige doing something, but like I don't know what he knows, but he knows something good.
Damn.
I was just like, bro, like, you're not gonna not gonna work out at all. You're just gonna show up and say, okay, cool, we're here.
Wasn't that Robin Pattinson for the Batman that was being accused of that?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Robert Pattinson at that time, like Robert Pattinson is not being like Robert Pattinson's doing the favor by being Batman. Like Robert Pattinson gains nothing by being Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like so he can just kind of show up and be like, hey guys, you're lucky I'm here. So let's get this Gotham shit on the road.
I'm still making that Twilight money, baby.
Yeah. I'm making that Nolan money. Like I've got to make 3 of his films. Like,
damn.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Let's see. Moving on, but keeping on the theme of Luke Cage, the abrupt axing of Netflix's Luke Cage incident. Netflix abruptly canceled Luke Cage while showrunner Chio Hodari Kottker and his team were actively writing season 3. The backlash. While corporate politics between Netflix and Disney played a role, fans felt deeply disrespected that Marvel's premier historical significant black-led show was unceremoniously dumped in the middle of active development. They ended season 2 where he became like a mob boss, and that felt unnatural for who Luke Cage was. So I think that made sense why there should have been a season 3 for him to break out of that eventually. But They never did. And then they had to kind of like fix it a little bit with this new Daredevil Born Again with the real quick Jessica Jones thing. But I agree. I get it. But that was also when Netflix was letting us know that we'll cancel anything anytime. I don't give a damn how much money it made. So it was like
that started too. Like the cancellation of those shows happened during the like infrastructure building of Disney Plus. So this is when like Kevin Feige is getting control over everything. And Feige's like, I don't like that.
Netflix had to stop production and all.
So like he nixed all of that for sure. He nixed Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil.
Yeah,
and now they're all coming back.
Because he's like he couldn't deny it. He was like, I want everything under one umbrella, but you know what? The Netflix versions of it, they did good. So he's acknowledging it. Next thing, 2022. Here we go. Anthony Mackie's production diversity call out. The incident. While promoting his expansion into a leading role, Anthony Mackie drew massive attention by calling out Marvel's hiring practices. He pointed out that after a decade of filming MCU movies, he noticed every single crew member was white, except when Marvel explicitly hired a black crew for Black Panther. What do you think about that? Now Anthony Mackie is known for that, for getting on social media or getting on the interview and just calling it out. And to his credit, he has not been fired like other people might have been. So maybe he is Captain America.
I think of course, he's got the contract down and all that other stuff. So like,
everybody has a contract down, but they can still get fired.
I think he's right in the sense of like there should be way more like black people on there in that studio, and like the fact that it only happened during Black Panther. That is very crazy. I do think though like Anthony Mackie, because we were talking about this earlier. He's a guy, man. Like I said, he's one of Spike's kids. I expect better from him. He needs to show up in a better way. Like, I honestly think he's going to die in Doomsday, but that's just me. So I called him if it happens. But if he's going to continue to be Captain America, he needs to fight for his character, and he just does not fight for his character. Or at least say like, hey, like we need to have like, if we're doing my stick, if we're doing my captain, I need Black Rider. My makeup is done differently. My lighting is done differently. Like he needs to fight for those things. I just don't see him. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Anthony Mackie wants to be Captain America. I don't think he wants to be there. So like, this is just like, I don't know. I don't know if I can believe him at his take on Marvel right now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah. How do you feel about like there only being like black people hired for Black Panther, which is a wild thing to say.
Say it again. How do I feel about what? Say
about there only being like black people hired for Black
Panther. It makes it's crazy. Like he called it out like when it was happening. So it was like. And in other situations, people be like, "Ooh, damn, man, he's gonna probably get fired for calling that out," but he didn't. And I think he's smart. He's smart enough to know what he can call out in certain ways, because sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how you say it and when you say it. So it's like he's smart enough to know how and when to say it, to the point where Disney would look bad if they retaliated. So it's like, so I give him that. He's smart enough to know when to, do that deep cut, get in, get out. Like say what you want about Mackie and the movies and whatnot, but on the interview side of it, on the behind the camera, he knows exactly when to do what needs to be done without being and if there's retaliation against him on it, he'll be able to then have the court of public opinion on his side to retaliate, to be like, oh no, y'all messed that. That's fucked up. Y'all are doing that because Anthony called y'all out. So yeah. So I think he's smart on how he's at least navigating at least that. Let's see. Moving on real quick. August 2020. We're getting into the pandemic era now. Retiring T'Challa's post-credit Boseman. The incident. Following the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, Marvel made the permanent decision not to recast the role of T'Challa for the main timeline. The backlash. This sparked the trending Recast T'Challa movement. Hashtag Recast T'Challa movement. A massive faction of the fan base argued that permanently retiring Marvel's premier black male lead rather than letting another actor carry on the mantle disrespected the character's global cultural impact and stripped black children of a vital hero. And I'm going to have to agree with that, because I was always a part of the recast movement, because the story was written and it's been done before. Heath Ledger died. A lot. Then the next movie that he was supposed to be a part of, a bunch of his friends played that character and brought and finished his unfinished work. When what's the name from the Fast and Furious movies, when he died, Paul Walker. When Paul Walker died, I mean, he was also a producer of the Fast and Furious films. I'm like, if you would ask Paul Walker, if you die, do you want Fast and Furious to just stop? If he would say no, because he knew that it wasn't just about him, and it wasn't about the other lead actors. It was also about the crew, the key grips, and all the catering. It was about everybody. So no, recast and keep the story going, because it's an honorable thing. It's been done before. There's been hell when Carrie Fisher died. They said that Meryl Streep and her were best friends, and in another film I think they played each other in a joking way before. They should have just let Princess Leia continue with Meryl Streep. Like it's they during BLM and All Lives Matters and all these movements. Hollywood, they got so afraid that they would get canceled for this thing that they weren't thinking about the longer picture, that they got scared. And they thought, honestly, I believe that Disney thought that if they would have recast T'Challa, that they would have been canceled and everything would have tanked. But I don't know. It would not. No. I think that they should have just recast, because when I watched Black Panther 2, I could tell while I was watching the movie that things that Shuri was doing and she was saying in certain scenes, I was like, T'Challa would have been doing this and saying this, and Shuri would have just been a kidnap victim over there at the water people and stuff like that, and then T'Challa would have been negotiating and trying to rescue. I was like, a lot of these scenes that Shuri's doing, this was written for Chadwick Boseman. And it was jarring to me, but that's just me. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been on Black Panther for a long time. What do you think,
bro? No, I agree with you. I think they should have recast it. They definitely should have recast it, or put M'Baku in that situation, or I mean, realistically, they could have brought because by that time we had already seen like this weird ultimate version of Killmonger in the animated show.
Yeah.
That they could have brought Killmonger back if they did not want to recast, because although he said to throw his body in the ocean, who's not to say that T'Challa felt so bad about the card his cousin was dealt
that he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. He wanted to give him a fresh start, and he would have been in a bacta tube somewhere. You know what I mean?
Even you're right. Even that, I think that even though that would have been a big risk, because a lot of people thought that redemption arc of Killmonger would have been too much. I still think that would have been better than what they tried to do. No disrespect to Shuri, the girl, the actress that plays her, and I mean, even though she has her own controversies, but still,
right?
But still, I'm just not a fan of scrapping what the original plan was because of a human death. Death is a part of the human condition. It happens every day, every second, every time somebody's born, somebody's died. I mean, we move. It's not to disrespect, but we move on. We have to. So it's I don't know.
100%. Also, side note, whoever is on the editing team, Ryan Coogler, I'm looking at you. I do not know why you guys don't get the Fugees or somebody, or even the original band, to cover the Black Parade for Black Panther 2. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Because that song's all about moving on from death. So I think that would fit, right? But I agree. They really should have recasted. But I can't tell you what the thinking was to say hey.
I think they were just scared. I think at the time they thought that they would get more heat by recasting versus not recasting. I mean, they came up with a clever way. T'Challa Jr., they can still technically then continue on with what they were going to do with T'Challa, and they'll say this is technically this is T'Challa Jr. But they're never going to say Jr. They know that. They know that in this third Black Panther movie, they're going to say T'Challa, and he's going to do all the things that Chadwick was going to do. They're never going to say Jr. They know that. They just found a way of recasting without recasting in a way. They found it.
Well, you know what? And it's really weird too. Okay, so I would say this. I want to make sure everybody understands this when I say this. Hey, I'm not saying that Shuri does not deserve to be Black Panther. I'm not saying this should not be Black Panther. What I'm saying is it happened too fast, too soon.
Yeah, exactly. At least finish the story that they had for T'Challa first, and then give it to Shuri. That I was okay with. And that's probably what was going to happen anyway. But even if Chadwick never passed.
We know it happens.
In the comic books.
Let's get there. 100%. I'm not saying no, she should never be. That's not what we're
too fast.
That's not what we're thinking. It just happened too fast.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I don't know how they're going to introduce T'Challa Jr. But if they do the thing where they age him up, they paint themselves in the biggest hole. Because hot take, not even hot take. I don't think David Johnson is going to be playing 616 T'Challa Jr. I think he'll be coming from another universe.
100% from another universe. He'll be an already veteran, established T'Challa from another universe, and then he'll be stuck or merged into the 616.
Correct. And I think, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but I think it would be beautiful if it did happen, because Denzel Washington paid for Chadwick Boseman's college, right? And we know that Denzel said he's only doing it limited in films, and one of the films he's doing is Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
Is if he plays that T'Challa Jr.'s father. So basically, if Chadwick never passed, so he's
you think that Denzel is playing an older version of Chadwick Boseman?
Correct. If he's the T'Challa did not pass, I think that would be so sweet, because he paid for his college and they had that moment. showing like kind of respect, like I'm gonna get you through this last bit.
Yeah.
Right here. Like,
I like that. I like that. And you know what? The everything is woke people. You know, it's funny how when it's an undeniable black actor, even the everything is woke people, they never talk crap about like people like Denzel Washington. And they're like, it's like, well, we have to have been used to you for the last 20 years for us not to attack you online. But yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Because like I don't think they're gonna age him, because I know I was talking to somebody on TikTok recently, and they were like, "Oh, it's simple. He's gonna be aged up by Doom," and I was like, "Bro, that would be the worst thing they could ever do."
Well, the MCU was already set like 5 years ahead. Always like it's like in the current movies that we get, it's like always like isn't it 2030? Didn't Spider-Man Brand New Day take place in like 2028? Or something like that.
Okay, so like, but I was saying, like, so even if it's like, let's just say like he's 15 or 16, right?
Yeah.
Like we know that the reason why T'Challa Jr. was hidden is because his parents did not want him to feel the weight of the crown. So imagine he's 15, 16, he gets aged up, and then he has to take the heart-shaped herb, and then you go to the plains, and then like T'Challa Sr. not only is he greeted by a 16-year-old son, but he's greeted by a 30-year-old grown man.
Yeah.
And he's like,
according to real quick, according to AI, the Marvel Cinematic Universe film Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place in the year 2028.
Okay. Yeah, so and now we're going into Doomsday, right? So like I don't know how old he was in that movie, but he looked like maybe on the high end 9. He didn't look like in his teens.
Yeah.
So we get him, and then he's aged up, and then Chadwick, or not Chadwick, but T'Challa's like, I hid you for a purpose, and now you're telling me a wizard aged you up, but not only that, you're the Black Panther, so you didn't even get to live a childhood. Like that's a heartbreaking. Like what did you do to my kid, bro? Like he didn't get to live. That would be so heartbreaking.
It says that Black Panther 2 took place in the year 2025. Let's see.
Okay.
How old is T'Challa Jr. in Black Panther 2? Let me look that up. 2025. Okay, he was 7. So by the time that Black Panther 3 comes out, which will be after Doomsday, it might be Spider-Man is already 2028. I'm thinking it's going to be like 2030 at least, 2030, 2031. That's 7. That's still 5 years, 6 years? He's a teenager. So yeah, you're right. He's still going to have to be aged up.
Yeah, so like
like from Avengers Infinity, run some time through him, like Ant-Man, run some time through him. or when they're fighting like this world's person versus that world. I mean, they know how to go through different universes, but they also know how to time travel. So they'll probably get him from when he's at his peak. They'll just get him from what year ever he's at his peak and bring him to whenever they need. I mean. That explains that.
That's why I said it would be easier. That's why I said it would be easier if it just came from like a different universe, like
a different universe and future.
Yeah. So
that's probably how they're gonna explain it. But that makes I know what you're saying. Let's see the next one. Moving on to 2021. Let's see. The next thing was the sideline of Monica Rambeau in WandaVision. The incident. WandaVision introduced Teyonah Parris as Monica Rambeau building up her superpowers. The backlash. The finale pushed her character aside to center entirely on Wanda. This structural issue culminated later when she was left trapped in an alternate universe at the end of the Marvels, leaving her storyline completely unresolved with no immediate return on Marvel's upcoming slate. I heard somebody else online asking the same thing. Where's Wanda Rambeau? I'm like, dude, I think we're going to get that answer in Doomsday. There's an incursion happen. She's in the X-Men universe. She's a MCU character in the Fox or X-Men universe. She's going to bridge it. She's going to be a part of that. she's gonna probably, in my opinion, she's going to, because her mother, a young version of her mother is there. She's going to fall in love with the people who are there, and then fight a little bit, like semi fight for them to as many as she can to survive when the incursion happens. So I think she's going to be the bridge that when the MCU and the Fox universe fuses.
Yeah, I think obviously she's there. I mean, like, I think like this is. I think they're going to help get over just how strong and dangerous Doctor Doom is.
Yeah.
Because yes, there is Binary, which is the strongest form of Captain Marvel, which is her mom is there, and she's there. I just think like in the clips that we saw, like who's to say that they are not playing defense, and they're the reason, or part of the reason why like the planets haven't fully collided, and they're using their powers to kind of shield the planets off or stave off. Like,
exactly.
Not to be in there
for as long as they can. Yeah.
My only pushback to that is like she's literally in a show called WandaVision. Like, of course she would be sidelined.
Yeah, and she's one of the co-stars of the Miss Marvel, or what is it, the Marvels, which technically should be called Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah. And then we have to, as viewers and people and the general audience, we kind of have to be honest about some things, right? Like the way people showed out for Black Panther, the very first Black Panther, was insane, crazy. People got dressed, they showed up, right? The same love and like regard wasn't shown to the Marvels. Like everybody acted like it was the play, right? And I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people who could have spent money did not want to go see it. Therefore, if that character gets sidelined, it's the general audience's fault, really, because like you said, Marvel and Disney saw you say with your money and how people talked about it online, say like, we're not interested in it.
Yeah,
we don't want this. And so now they're not there. So now when they're not there, we can't then be like, oh man, they sidelined. It's like, no, you didn't show up, and everybody complained. Like, what do you want? Like, you can't have it both ways.
To Disney's credit, I was like, explain to me how when the whole Brie Larson backlash was happening, when she did that interview, it was like, you're not including more black outlets to these events and stuff. It was funny how Marvel's response to all the backlash against Brie Larson, a white female-led superhero movie, was to follow it up with a white Black Muslim females. Like, oh yeah, we're tripling down. So like, hey, that's an accomplishment.
It is an accomplishment, and like so that's why it's so hard to go like Marvel has a black problem. I'm like, no, they gave it to you.
Yeah, when they ignored the cries at first, and then they tripled down with a white and black and Muslim female, 4 things movie. They following up the backlash from the Brie Larson thing. Especially, there was one YouTuber where her whole channel, her name was Mega Random 42. I used to talk about her a lot with this. Where she would every video, like every 5 videos, Brie Larson hates white. Like these people made money off of this crap. So but Marvel tripled down. They tripled down, and then when it didn't work in their opinion, and then they backed off. But to their credit, they tripled down or they doubled down, and then they backed off. So, but at least they took a swing.
Right. And I'll add to that before we move on too. Is that like, so there are like so many people who are like, now that we're going to Doom, like, who's doing this and who's doing that? Like, if Monica Rambeau and her mom aren't there, I wouldn't be surprised, because like Binary is a crazy strong character, and so is Monica Rambeau. But when people lost their mind when Captain Marvel punched Thanos.
Yeah.
Or like stopped his fist. They were just like,
I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was awesome too, but people lost their mind. So could you imagine what would happen if?
And then Thanos had to cheat. He had to focus on the Power Stone, grab it real quick, and like get this bitch off me.
People lost their minds about that. So can you imagine what would happen if Binary came down and punched Doom and Doom fell? People would be like, "Oh,
yeah, you're right. Oh, he stops the white guy with 2 fingers, but then the black woman is like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like she is that, bro. Like, what
yeah.
do you mean? Like, what are you complaining about right now?
Yeah, because what do you mean? Yeah, no, that's the kid. That's the kid saying.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, I agree. Let's see, moving on real quick. The next one, 2023 Hulu tax purge of Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. The incident. Disney completely purged Marvel's Runaways and Cloak and Dagger from its streaming platforms worldwide as part of a massive corporate tax write-off. The backlash, because the diverse, minority-led shows never received proper physical media releases, they were rendered entirely inaccessible. Fans urged that erasing them proved Disney treats diverse stories as disposable financial line items rather than arts. Do you agree?
No. I think that was
an overreach?
That's an overreach. I think that was actually that benefited Marvel in a sense of like this was another Jeff Loeb thing, I think.
Yeah.
Like where it's like making shows and
like if the ratings were there, you think they would have kept Cloak and Dagger going?
No, I think like those shows, like the Netflix shows, like they kind of played fast and loose. Like we weren't sure if they were in the MCU or MCU adjacent, and like that was just because how you were saying like Jeff Loeb and Kevin Feige did not get along.
Yeah.
So I just think like once Kevin Feige got control over it, like he just like we've got to like wipe all this silliness out. And like I think like Kevin Feige was smart enough to stop it from going on because DC's kind of having a similar problem where you make all these shows about these obscure characters that nobody really knows about, and or where they like fit in. Like the Runaways, I know the comic book. I never watched. I watched 2 episodes of the show, but I don't think they ever got to the point where they revealed that the Runaways are children of the villains. And I don't think Marvel MCU proper had enough villains to explain the Runaways at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like the sloppy stuff, right? So I think they did the right thing and canceled it. Like Kevin Feige obviously has like the streamline he once followed, and they were just too outside of it.
Yeah.
They did not get the praise that Daredevil got. Otherwise, they would have probably tried to fix it so they could fit in there.
Yeah, and I agree. I watched A Cloak and Dagger. I liked it. I didn't watch The Runaways, so I don't know. I don't have an opinion about the comparison. But we were talking about before we started this stream that how Spider-Man Brand New Day had surprises and cameos and whatnot that nobody predicted. Everybody thought that this person was going to be in Daredevil and all that, and then none of y'all predictions were correct. Now watch Doomsday or Secret Wars. Watch Cloak and Dagger is probably going to have a huge cameo and like be the reason why the day is saved. Something like that. The Runaways are going to be like the reason why the X-Men survive or something like that. Watch. There's going to be something crazy that nobody's going to see coming. Let's see, moving on. December 2023 to July 2024, the Kang Conqueror recasting and pivot, the incident. Following Jonathan Majors' high-profile arrest and subsequent conviction for reckless assault and harassment, Marvel immediately fired the actor. Majors had been positioned as the ultimate villain of the multiverse saga, the Backlash. While fans universally understood the firing, controversy erupted when Marvel chose to completely abandon the character Kang and retitle Avengers Kang Dynasty to Avengers Doomsday, bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. A large contingent of fans arguing that when white actors like Ezra Miller faces severe legal issues. Studios worked to keep their characters alive, but when a black actor stumbles, Marvel chose to completely erase the studio's most prominent black villain and pivot back to a legacy white star. This I 100% agree with, because like channels like the camp, like I promised that I wouldn't talk about it like that this much on the channel a lot, because I feel like it's hurt me, but I'm just gonna call it as I see it. Channels like the John Campea show would constantly say things like Ezra Miller is doing this and Ezra Miller's doing that, and this is bad, and he's threatening these people, and he's throwing chairs at people, but I wish him well. But when Jonathan, they would constantly say that. They would always end the sentence with, I wish him well. Yeah. But when Jonathan Majors and people like Jonathan Majors went through their issues, it was like, well, to his credit, Campea did lay it out legally. The thing that did Jonathan Majors in, and this is what I agree with, is that his defense, his lawyers did him dirty. They went with the 100% innocent defense. And the other side was able to prove, like when he was trying to get away from his ex-girlfriend, and he was like, he picked her up and he put her into the cab to get her away from him after she was going, doing crazy stuff, and got away from her. They were able to say that, well, when you picked her up and put her in the cab, she hurt her hand when you forcefully put her in the cab. So that action caused harm to her because she injured her hand. So when you say I'm innocent of ever causing her any physical harm, technically that's not true. And that was one of the reasons why he was convicted. He went with the 100% innocent route, and they were able to prove, no, a thing you did cause her harm, and that's what ultimately did him in. And but for Marvel to use that as the thing to fire him over, compared to you starting your whole universe on a man who had like cocaine addictions, breaking into people's houses and going to bed in their bedroom and falling asleep and waking up and like, oh my God, this isn't even my house. Like, and then killing his character and then bringing him back as Dr. Doom. Like, but you can't give Jonathan Majors a second chance? I can go on for this. As you can tell, this is something I'll probably go on for another 2 hours on. But what do you think? What are your thoughts?
So I think you're right, but I'm also going to tack on that like Jonathan Majors was definitely Terrence Howard. And
he was that. Don't you Howard me.
Yeah, he was definitely Howard because during his like okay, because we have to think like he got tacked on to play like He Who Remains.
Yeah,
but I don't think they knew that Jonathan Majors was going to become Jonathan Majors, and they saw an opportunity to get out before he got to that point.
Yeah,
meaning all this started happening during like Creed 3 and Magazine Dreams and like I think,
which I still haven't seen. Have you seen Magazine Dreams? Because I still haven't seen it and I want to see it.
Yeah. It's really good, and it's definitely a really good take on like just like the oddball and then what addiction outside of drugs could look like when it's something like working out and trying to like pursue a dream. Yeah, it's really good. But I think he got Terrence Howard in a way to where like his trajectory was like obviously heading towards like an Oscar at some point.
Yeah.
And I think they were like, listen, there's so much video evidence out there that if we kept him, like we can beat this thing. Like we're gonna get a little bit of shit, but there's so much video evidence that we can keep him as Kang. However, much like Terrence Howard, his price is going to go out of his control up. Also, I don't think they wanted another Killmonger where Michael B. Jordan is also an attractive black man. Jonathan Majors is an attractive black man. So people gravitated to Killmonger when they weren't supposed to. And I don't think they wanted that to happen again when people gravitated.
I see what you're saying.
Because people are still gravitating to Kang right now. People are like, they shouldn't just kept him. And so I think Disney was just like, look, this guy is clearly about to shoot off to the moon.
Let's cut it off now.
Let's just cut our losses before he starts asking for back points.
Yeah. And he got Howard. Yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying.
I think he got Howard before it was like it got crazy. Because honestly, if they kept him, they could have like beat all the other. And people were like, "Oh, you kept this guy, you did this terrible thing," and it's like, well, the footage is out there. You can see him put the young woman in the car and him run away. Like. I mean, like if you think that's counselable, that's on you. That's a you thing. But like we are just, she just so happened to get her hand hurt from being gently put into the car. You can see the footage yourself. We're not making this up.
He was like, yeah, I was in Iron Man, and now I was He Who Remains Man.
Let me tell you something right now. If they recast Jonathan Majors game as Terrence Howard,
I'm Kang, man.
Yeah, I would be like, respect.
Oh my God, he who remained. I am he who remained.
And I would buy the t-shirt.
That would be hilarious. Like that suit, that helmet opens up, and I am he who remained. But that would be fun. But
if dude flies down and cancels a game, and he's killing them, and then the mask opens up, and he's like, "Hey man,
you doing too much, man. All this science and magic, man. You need to stick with it's either magic or it's science. Which is it? Pick a lane, man." Dude,
you should just start a hotline as Terrence Howard, bro. You would get so much money.
Dude, I honestly think that Kang Dynasty probably always included Doctor Doom, but I think Doctor Doom was going to be the B villain of the B storyline, and Kang was going to be the main storyline. But when they decided to fire Jonathan Majors, they just flipped it. I still think that Kang will be featured a little bit. Like maybe Doctor Doom will be like, the TVA was erasing him, and that gave me my opportunity to, after my doppelganger in the MCU, Iron Man, died. That I honestly think that this is going to prove to be that one theory that when Tony Stark invented time travel, he saw all this. He saw who he really was and what he really was, a variant of Doctor Doom. And this all has to go into place for the incursion to bring him back as another version of himself and bring Doctor Doom, his real self, into the MCU. And that this is all Tony Stark, the Doctor Doom variant's plan to survive death and all that stuff. I just think that's how they're gonna end it. And I think that Kang at the very end, I think they will recast. Maybe they'll still use Jonathan Majors, but maybe they will recast them. Maybe they'll go with the white Kang. And at the very, 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 very end, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm back. I need to get that. I need to go away for a little bit to get that because Doom was my only threat. Get him out the way, and I'm back. I told you I was He Who Remains, so I'm back now. I'm white. I'm back or whatever, or I'm recast. I don't know. Something like that's my theory. But I think it's gonna be at the very end, maybe of Doomsday or Secret Wars.
I believe that too. I think like Doctor Doom was always like going to be a B plot. Like I'm always quoting Randy from Scream 3, so I think we would have gotten 3 films.
The Past Returns.
Yeah, where he's just like, the third film always reveals something that like we always thought was true, but never was. Like we learned something that's good. So I think like he would have got 3 films with Kang, and in the third one, he would have revealed like, oh, you guys thought I was doing this for me. No, you don't understand. In every other universe, your Tony Stark is Doom. And if he becomes Doom, it's an issue. And then I think we would have gotten Doom, which would have led like maybe to another like full circle moment where they were like, "There's nothing, we don't know how to defeat this guy. Doom, what do we do?" And Loki's like, "I know a guy, but we gotta stop a female version of me from killing him."
Yeah.
In order to stop Doom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think like Doom and King would have been like a revolving circle, like you said. So I definitely agree with you on that one. But I just think like they definitely have Jonathan Majors for sure.
Yeah, he definitely got Howard. Let's see, coming to the end of it. March 2024 to the present, the X-Men 97 and Blade workplace fallout, the incidents. Days before X-Men 97 premiered, head writer and showrunner Bo DeMaio was abruptly fired by Marvel. The escalation. DeMaio claimed he was stripped of credit for season 2 and alleged that working for Marvel was not a safe place. He claimed he was treated like a DEI hire and experienced a toxic vibe that intensified after he was brought into rewrite scripts for Mahershala Ali's stalled Blade movie. The backlash. Marvel strongly denied this claim, stating DeMaio was terminated following an internal investigation that revealed erogenous sexual misconduct. DeMaio sequentially sued the studio, leaving fans highly divided over how Marvel handled its prominent queer black creator behind the scenes. The whole issue with X-Men 97 and all that sort. Now, are you familiar with it? What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah. No, I felt like again, you know what? Like I do think like I don't know what the Miles thing was. I think he had like an OnlyFans that kind of nothing. I mean, I heard I guess he did. There was like some sort of sexual harassment thing.
Yeah.
But like
I heard that too, but you're not going to convince me that before Marvel hired him that they didn't, unless he made it after he was hired. Right. You're not going to convince me that they didn't know about it before then.
Yeah, I think they did know about it. And like obviously they trusted him enough to like say, hey, we want you to go do some rewrites for Blade.
Yeah.
And honestly, like their vision of Blade was all wrong to begin with. And we're lucky that it didn't work out because like man, and you know what? That's probably what got DeMaio fired too, because he's probably like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, I know like Kevin Feige is saying like, "Oh, I didn't want to create a Blade that just had like swords and a trench coat," and everybody's like, "That's exactly what Blade needs to be." Like, what are you talking about?
Like what? Did you not watch Wesley Snipes?
And it was going to be more of a period piece, right? Because he said all the costumes went over the sinners.
Yeah.
Well, like, listen, the last thing I want to see is a Blade taking place in the 30s, where not only is he black but a vampire, so he has to deal with vampires, but he also has to deal with being called boy. Like, that's not what I signed up for. That's not the Blade I want to see. I don't know why they want to do lynchings and drainings. Like, it worked for Sinners, cool, but I don't need that.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for Blade, yeah.
Yeah, it does. So I'm glad that it didn't work out. But I also think that during this time, Disney got cold feet about their black movies because all of their diversity films and TV shows were so banned. Like, and I know a lot of people like basically swatted these movies. Like, right? They made it seem like these movies and TV shows were so horrible. So we're going like Captain Marvel, The Marvels, Kamala Khan, Ironheart, and like they pooped on all these movies so that when it came to Blade and Blade specifically, not X-Men, but at least Blade, I can see old rich white people going, "Hey, should we really make this movie?" Yeah. Like every time we do something with a person of color or women-led, like these motherfuckers don't like it.
Like, yeah, do you know who the president is now? This is just They're gonna do. They're not the majority, but they're louder than
Yeah. So I just think they got cold feet towards the end. And then, we can't like forget Eternals, right? Because that was like the first cast, female led, at the first interracial gay marriage.
A deaf character, But come on, one of the best speedsters displayed on screen that I've ever seen.
All of that. I think the first MCU sex scene was it? The first and last
had a openly gay male characters in it.
Yeah. So I think all of that led to like them like canceling. Oh my gosh! And then on top of that, they got Secret Wars coming up, which is just like I think that, and then they're just like, hey, like how much of this stuff is really going to stick around,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to reset the Streamlabs down. As many hours we gone overtime, but the Streamlabs is just not giving the warning. I guess what should I do? Should I send you a re-invite real quick so we can finish out the last few things, or do you want me to power through in 2 minutes?
Let's try. Let's see
what happens. All right, so I'm gonna read them all out. Then we'll talk about it. 2024, the deprioritization of Armor Wars and Anthony Mackie. Don Cheadle's Armor Wars Limbo, initially announced as the Disney Plus series, the project shifted to a theatrical film before stalling completely. Fans viewed ongoing delays of Cheadle's first solo spotlight. October 2024, the cancellation of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. June 25, Ironheart critiques and release. The backlash, critics and fans felt forcing a young black tech prodigy into a storyline driven by systemic financial depression and criminal partnerships relied heavily on regressive, predictable stereotypes rather than celebrating her genius. And last but not least, the cancellation of Wonder Man Season 2, coming directly alongside the indefinite freezing of Mahershala Blade. This movie solidified the current fan base consensus that Marvel is actively purging black-led projects. Real quick, Anthony Mackie, what do you think about the Armor Wars? Do you think that's bad, or you think it's good that we reset that?
No, I think it's good to reset that. And like I said before, I never thought like Anthony Mackie or the guy who plays Rhodey,
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. The guy who replaced him. Not Terrence Howard, the guy who replaced him. Like they're not leading guys. They're not leading in. Don Cheadle. So in fact, out of all the 55 movies that Don Cheadle has done, he's only been the lead in 6.
Yeah.
So they're just not leading guys. So I never really believed the fact that we were going to get Armor Wars. I would have been shocked, much like I was shocked that we got.
It was better for a TV. Yeah, it was better for a TV show.
Yeah. But like we said earlier, if it was Terrence Howard, it would have happened.
Ironheart, what do you think?
I think that just got I think it did good, but again, I think they got cold feet because people complained about it, but also they're able to erase it because we're doing Secret Wars.
Yeah, true.
Technically, she should have a big place in Doomsday or Secret Wars, considering that she is now an agent of Mephisto and is basic. It's still
possible. So we'll see. Wonder Man, how do you feel? Wonder Man 2 getting canceled.
Secret Wars.
Perfect. Perfect. I agree.
What's the point?
I agree. So that will end the show off on that. That's a perfect way. When people want to find you online, where can they do so?
You can find me at Vexalatory on TikTok, and you can find me at Nerd Cult over here on YouTube.
Outstanding, guys. Thank you for watching this next episode of this 2-hour version of Talking Through the Movies. We got that wrapped in perfect time. I appreciate you, man. And till next time, guys.
Sending me the invite.
Outstanding, bro. Till next time, guys. Peace.